Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I'm going to go give you guys a little bit of a kind of parental slash like advisory warning first and foremost. We're going to be covering up a kind of somewhat serious story that's been developing these past like 2 days or so in regards to a Sony VP that actually got fired from doing something very, well, not good and very highly illegal, as well as also after that story is all done, we're going to have a little bit more of a good feels good man stories and kind of other all gaming news throughout the weekend. So if you guys ever want to, I'll make sure to put a little timestamp in case you guys want to skip it, or maybe if you guys are a little bit younger, maybe not worth watching in my opinion as well. On top of that too, or you guys just want to have more of a nice day, don't worry about that, you can skip ahead. And as well, we just have a few little various stories about Xbox news, a little bit of PSVR news, as well, a bit of like kind of fun Phil Spencer statements, because whenever Phil Spencer kind of makes his way out, there's usually pretty good stuff, as well when it comes to stuff like Bungie and Halo with their 30th anniversary coming on out, as well, just a lot of kind of stuff kind of floating around. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100, you guys go get free stock and free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. Those are always linked down below. Let's go dive in the video itself. So once again, I'm not really sure if I should kind of show this type of news or not, but it's kind of been a big news in regards to PlayStation. So like I said, if you guys don't want to like watch this or listen to this, you guys can always go skip ahead if you guys want to. I don't usually cover up these darker stories. I'd rather keep a lot of things more positive and light, but we've actually had a very bad story kind of floating around as of now, which actually had a Sony vice president basically being fired now after having some really big allegations and really bad kind of things tied on in with him. This will probably be a developing story throughout these next few days or so. I even had some people tweeting me to cover the story. I'm a little bit apprehensive on it, but hopefully it won't be too bad when it comes to like the actual coverage of it. But overall, the situation, very not good. So I'm going to kind of talk about this as well. A lot of the stuff is still more so like on the alleged side slash, but the information and everything kind of came out has been really rough. I'd probably, usually my takes on these, it should be pure legal, and if something really bad happened, which it does seem like it was really bad, probably more so let the courts handle it. I don't think like a YouTuber slash like people on Twitter can really necessarily do too much at the end of the day, but this was a really bad story mixed on in. So a senior Sony vice president has now been terminated officially from Sony themselves, from the electronics and entertainment giant, after now being caught up in an amateur pedophilia sting video. So George Capicchio was allegedly trying to now arrange up a meeting with a 15-year-old boy, according to a video posted by a YouTuber, which I could actually show you guys maybe the clip of it itself, but maybe best just to go and skip it. It wasn't anything really more so on the crazy side. He just went and showed up at the person's house after arranging it and kind of, having like some sort of like more, like, I don't know what are like the best words to kind of say this. I guess more of like just more adult conversations with the person itself, mixed on in and showed up at the house after they had a chance to meet up to it and confirmed it was the person they were talking with too as well. And it was just not a good story, not a fun thing for Sony, not a cool thing to have public, very illegal, very bad. And I wish I can kind of say the best words that explain it, but I'm sure a lot of you guys would probably agree. It's just, if everything that's kind of coming out for this is true, you still want to wait for like the cops and the law and all that type of stuff to kind of sort through a little bit more. Very disgusting story, very not good. You guys will probably hear more about this throughout these next few days, because it's kind of like going to probably be a pretty somewhat high up case, I'd say, in general. Not a fan of this. Not cool. Hate to even report on this news. It's pretty disgusting, to say the least, if everything kind of does come out is true. So basically, Capicchio had been a senior vice president for engineering for Sony for the past 8 years, and has also worked on the PlayStation Store. According to his LinkedIn profile, he's also, ever since all this kind of came to light, actually has now been officially fired. We are aware of the situation, and the employee in question has been terminated from employment, Sony said in an emailed statement on Sunday, which I do want to go and agree with. This is not someone you should have working for your company. If anything, like, have the legal law more so sort through it, but this is disgusting. This is gross. I do not stand by this at all, and it does kind of make me feel very frustrated this is even out there in the first place, especially for someone who's kind of somewhat working up in a higher end kind of organization. And one of the more annoying things is on the fact of he literally even had a PlayStation 5 shirt. From everything we saw, from all the leaks and everything kind of came out for it when it came to his like indiscreet messages. I know the best words to say these. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying these poorly, but these really bad, basically things kind of floating around. Even had literally a PlayStation 5 shirt on, and also when they arrived at the house himself, also literally had the same PlayStation 5 shirt on too as well. He also didn't honestly go and respond to a comment from submitted through their LinkedIn account, and in the video itself, a cameraman is seen walking down a street towards a house that Capicchio is staying outside of. He then asks Capicchio what he's planning on meeting, referring to him as Jeff. As the cameraman asks more questions, Capicchio then walks back into the house, closes the door while refusing to answer, and they basically kind of said he was going to go and start calling the cops in there too as well. Very, very, like, this is so inappropriate, and kind of, this will probably be coming up to news a lot more these next few days as it gets to the Monday news cycle mixed on in. But thankfully, Sony did go and fire them. This is so grossly inappropriate, and I despise even seeing this in the news itself. Once again, though, a lot of the stuff more so should be kind of belt more with like the court of law going through that way itself. It's not really my way to go and say something besides me expressing the fact that this is so gross, this is so disappointing to see, and this is just disgusting. But I do want to give major props, at least for Sony, for addressing the situation and fire them as of right now so far. But this will be probably a developing story throughout these next few days / weeks. Very gross to see. I had a few people mention I should go cover this news. It's kind of a weird thing to cover on my channel. I'd rather keep it positive, but this is very, very gross to go and see, if I have to say so myself. Now, let's go move to more not as crazy news, because that is a very not good story to go and cover, to say the least. When it comes to all this stuff, we actually have some intriguing stuff mixed on in. Where, if you guys have seen, we actually have the LA Lakers now are selling a massive custom Xbox bundle, and it's already being scalped. Funny enough, because scalpers are literally everywhere. I had one of my homies, Marky Mark, actually go and mention this, where the limited edition $150 set has a special controller and also the Master Chief Lakers jersey. Out there is a lot of different types of people waiting out in line too as well. And obviously when it comes to these big scalping things, people show up there in the very first 2 seconds to try their best to go and turn a profit, or at least have something kind of cool mixed on in. But at least the outfit does look kind of cool. It looks very nice. If you guys are a Lakers fan itself, you could probably go and actually enjoy it and keep it, because it is kind of cool, kind of nice to go and see. As well as also a little bit more on the drama side too. Then we also even saw Warzone now go and basically fire out a bunch of different people throughout this weekend in regards to the Call of Duty Warzone. They basically had a chance to abruptly lay out a number of QA testers today. Others don't know if they're keeping their jobs. Basically saying this is really painful as of right now, because Warzone right now was supposed to be having some pretty cool stuff, pretty cool deals, pretty cool like things arriving, updates, making sure the game's bug free. And it kind of seems like, well, a lot of the game's kind of gone downhill, mainly because a lot of people are getting fired. They're laying off people too as well. And it kind of stinks because, well, they don't know if they're going to keep their job or not. Got a little bit more of a stressful video to all throughout today. Phil Spencer as well was also in the news once again, the good old Xbox head honcho, basically saying that he probably could have kept Bungie as a company. As you guys know, they had a little bit of an awkward split. Bungie made Destiny and Destiny 2, while 343 took over Halo itself. The Xbox boss has been discussing the Halo creators ahead of the company's 30th anniversary, and even Phil Spencer himself was basically stating that the modern Microsoft ecosystem probably would have been cool with Bungie, and the team probably would have been okay keeping them in the end of the day, which is very, very nice to go and see just in general, mainly because it was acquired by 2000 before Halo Combat Evolved came out. But then, of course, 7 years later, Bungie was basically split from Microsoft and wanted to become their own business, aka Bungie LLC, and while on top of that, making things like, say, for, Destiny. And of course, as well, they also had a statement stating at the time they had big ambitions. They had sold their business for a certain amount of money. They saw what Halo turned into, and it's like, okay, Microsoft benefited more than Bungie did from the success of Halo. There's no other story that could be written there. You continue referencing Bungie's next big hit, the sci-fi shooter, Destiny. If you're saying, hey, I think we've had another one of those in me, I want to really take another chance. You can understand the allure of doing that as an independent company. When asked if he thought the split from Microsoft when it was inevitable, or the tech giant could have held on to him, he responded, "Could we do it today? I think we could." Basically kind of cool. I would actually love to go and see how basically Destiny themselves would kind of go and do under just normal Xbox rule. Again, they did have it also included on Game Pass, so at least at the end of the day, it's not necessarily too bad overall. And last but not least, we actually saw a little bit more PSVR news kind of coming out here in general, where it does kind of go and show brand new kind of like attachments and figuring when it comes to the PlayStation VR 2. Now, the PSVR 2 is still like a little bits away. We do keep on seeing some patent information and updates and all this internal stuff mixed on in, which is kind of cool. I'm actually going to probably be buying a PSVR 2 when it comes on out, but we're kind of slowly seeing more attachments, more updates, more internals and everything, and it's kind of just kind of cool. I do have fans. I think it's cool. I like to actually have a chance to go and see this mixed on in. I like seeing the updates for the PSVR, and I like seeing these like little small kind of changes as it kind of goes on in. And I can't wait to get more information throughout these next few weeks and see more pants tied on in. Very nice to go and see. So a little bit more of a weirder video. Like I said, very not cool news to go and see this. Not a big fan. Don't approve of this. I'm happy Sony had a chance to fire them, but this is gross. Like, this is gross to go and see. And as well, at least we had a chance to see Phil Spencer in the news and kind of throw in some kind of somewhat nice, wholesomer comments in the video game industry. that kind of bring this news a little bit back. So give me your thoughts, give me your comments. I hate seeing this. I don't approve of that. I don't like seeing these like big executives, especially taking advantage of like kids. Like that's just gross. I think all of us could collectively agree on this. That is disgusting. That is immoral. And I do not want to see video game, especially higher ups in video games, having to deal with that. That is disgusting. Like, that's gross. That should be unacceptable. And I'm very happy to see Sony fire them so quickly and basically respond to the issue so fast. But end of the video itself. Sorry for covering a little bit more of the weirder kind of hardcore news. Hope it goes to mine. Enjoy the rest of your nights. Enjoy the rest of your days. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We'll get more restock tracking in the near future. We have the Twitter and Twitch room as well. Link down below. And of course, sign up for Webull. Sign up for Coinbase. Check the Amazon links down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video itself later on, probably tomorrow. Love you guys.